gentlemen of Phandalin, I'm here to tell you, you've been living on a literal gold mine. We understand that with opportunities such as these, also come great threats. So I'd like to introduce you all to the Red Brand Ruffians. There's been a few goblin sightings around the perimeter of Phandalin, and if anyone would like to bring their head to the Town Master Hall, they'll be receiving 10 gold apiece for it.
Oh, goblins! We want to play!
You were ambushed by goblins.
I think this might be the way.
Look guys, I'm naked. I've got no weapons here. Come on, maybe we can work something out.
And with that, making your way back to Phandalin? Go ahead and give me a marching order stepping out of the cave. Radgar, as soon as you step out of the mouth of the cave, everyone sees Radgar just freeze instantly. And suddenly his eyes are just illuminated with these bright sheets of white. Radgar, all you can see right now is just a bright light. You hear a powerful voice.
Radgar Umbria, I am a messenger of Tempest. Your bravery and valor rings true to the heart of Tempest. You take no indulgence in the malice of battle, but rather fight for the greater good. And for that, Tempest rewards you. You shall be able to channel his divinity through your weapons and make them ring true. The atrocities and abominations of undead shall shriek and turn from your sights, should you choose to wield this power.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you see your vision fade back to you, and everyone you see Radgar kind of double over and take a deep breath, and his eyes return to normal, and the holy symbol on his chest is just glowing bright white, and slowly starts to fade back to normal.
Let's do something, man. I feel good. That was shiny.
Aris Nilo. Shortly after Radgar, you step out of this same cave. Trapped inside this cave you've been unconscious. You're not even sure how long you've been in here. And as soon as you step out, the sunlight, and you almost just feel the energy coming off these plants. It's like a shock to you. It's actually kind of reminiscent of the first time you stepped out of the Underdark and stepped into wilderness for the first time. And it's like you can feel these plants growing. You just suddenly feel this connection with nature. While in Anastasia, you were what the elves would consider young, and you were still in the Neverwinter Wood. You didn't involve yourself much with the politics and stuff like that was going on. You don't have to involve yourself with politics to hear about it. You know that the royal family in the Neverwinter Wood was the Lashana family. Elves were very pragmatic about their policies and procedures. They had backup plans on backup plans on backup plans. So should anything ever happen to the Lashana family, there was another family that was supposed to take their place. Unfortunately, something eventually did happen to the Lashana family, and the Lyden family took their place. While the Lyden family was still in power, that's when you took your leave from the Neverwinter Wood, but you do still have one or two friends in the Neverwinter Wood that you keep in contact through messengers. And you heard that just about a 10-day ago that Princess Lyden, the daughter of Queen Lyden, suddenly disappeared. And not that it interested you much, but throughout this adventure, you haven't been sure, but you've kind of been formulating a theory. And at this point, you're 100% positive that Areva is the missing Princess Lyden. Do you confront her about that?
Not yet. I want to see if I can get more intel first.
I mean, we are traveling together for fame and fortune.
I'm down
If you want to add your
tag along.
If you want to add your skill, you are.
I'm down to tag along. Y'all need an extra set of swords. I have two.
As of right now, it's about 7 a.m. in the morning. Everyone's fully rested. That X is where you guys are at right now. You guys continue down this trail towards Phandalin, which is down here off this crossroad. Walking along here over at Fireforge. You're practicing with your hand axes a lot, and sometimes you kind of throw one up and spin it and throw it up ahead of you, and then do the same thing with the other one. Normally, you just throw them both at a tree in front of you guys, so you can just walk forward and pluck them out without slowing your path down. Sometimes you'll mix up what you're doing and throw a hand axe or swing it at the air, then pull out your battle axe and swing it really quick. And as you guys are kind of just watching him practice as he goes, you notice that occasionally he's actually able to make like 2 attacks in the time it would normally take him to make 1.
I see you're flipping 2, playing with 2. I'm a hell of a dual wielder myself. So I'm gonna flip 2 swords up too while he's flipping his.
Felix, kind of just sitting here playing with your lyre, messing with the fabrics of reality around you like you learned to do with your bard spells. And you actually concocted an all new one, Arabia. You've been along the same journey. You're kind of just tampering with a lot of the sorceress energy that you just found, just kind of expanding itself inside you. And you actually get to pick a new sorcerer spell as well.
Fashioning an umbrella.
What were you looking for exactly?
Berries.
You find just this whole little patch of area with these trees that, I mean, they're just gushing berries all over the place. You can get at least like a day's rations worth. You guys got to about right here, and it's about 3 p.m. now. You've been walking for a good 8 hours. Even though the sun's not setting yet, you guys are probably about ready to set up camp. So by the time you guys finish your long rest, it's about midnight at this point. You finally get to this crossroads where the road to Phandalin is on your left. And as you're approaching this crossroad, you see these figures in a distance way on the other side. As they get closer, you can actually see there's one person in front, and he's just got these 2 big curved scimitars at either side and a bandana kind of wrapped around his head and 2 daggers on thigh straps on either side. And walking behind him is what looks like 2 more bandits. And both the other bandits, they have this long, about 10-foot piece of wood that they're both kind of carrying humped over their shoulders. Tied to this piece of wood by the arms, it looks like an unconscious woman with her head down, with her hair hiding her face. You can just see poking out from her hair. It looks like she's probably an elf because she has pointed ears. And as these guys are getting closer to you, you hear the one in front say, "I bet those slavers in Phandalin will pay real nice for an elf." And then he kind of just stops himself as he sees you guys. And there's sort of an awkward silence. All right. This doesn't have to get ugly. Just keep walking. And you see the 2 guys in the back are just kind of nervously looking back and forth at each other.
I draw my sword.
Yeah.
What country are we in right now?
We are in Faerun. Why do you ask?
And it's slaving? Is that legal here? Or is that illegal?
We're not in Neverwinter, are we?
How close are we in that winter?
Far enough.
I don't think so, buddy. I'm gonna give you one chance. Put the elf down, and your buddy's gonna walk away. Or we can handle this like men.
You just see his composure. And he's just kind of looking around and sees how many of you there are. Kind of looks back at his 2 guys. You see him kind of pick up his pouch and, what's it worth to you to keep walking?
I mean, you sack a gold right there, you give it to me, and I won't say nothing to the authorities. Y'all walk off.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna hide behind a tree.
Yeah.
To the side of them.
I'm gonna
I
fight
want to rest my long. If they attack my party, I want to let an arrow.
I already have an axe, right?
I'm gonna go behind a tree and
I do.
ready my longbow. I'm gonna aim for where they've got her tied.
So you and Owen both kind of run off to the same side. You, however, kind of just twig snapping. They just kind of continue walk. They actually turn down that path, but they're still taking the girl with them.
Well, hey, buddy, what are you doing? Drop the elf.
That wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't hear nothing about that.
Well, you dropped the elf, dude. That's what the deal was. Now I said you can either drop the elf or we can handle this like men.
If I was gonna drop the elf, why would I have given you a bag full of gold to keep your mouth shut about something that didn't happen?
Because you already did something wrong, buddy.
By your eyes.
By normal people's eyes.
He kind of sets both his
Okay,
hands on his
well, you know what?
sides.
I sleep. I play the most enchanting and relaxing tune I know. A soft, pale gray light emits from the center of where they're standing. It almost looks like feathers, down feathers.
And you notice both of the bandits that are holding this long piece of wood supporting the elf, they both just kind of start to wobble and stagger and fall to the ground. And you notice the one in front's kind of doing the same. Your tricks won't work on me. And he goes to charge towards you guys.
If you hit them, they wake up. Strike hard.
I'm Zach. I'm gonna go ahead and release my bow.
So despite the fact that he's kind of looking, he looks right at you almost just as you let this arrow go. He kind of holds up his arm as he sees it coming towards him and just whoosh, glances off his arm. And you see him just kind of point the scimitar straight at you. Just as this arrow glances off his arm, you shoot a firebolt and he sees it coming as well and just quickly ducks under it.
I'm gonna run up to him with my long sword.
So yeah, you charge straight up to him and you kind of catch him off guard. He looks up and this is just after he ducked under a firebolt. You charge straight up to him and slash with your long sword, and it just right across his belly, and you just see blood just flushing out of him. And he kind of grips his wound, and you flip your sword around and go to stab it at him again. This time he actually is able to dodge out of the way. He does finally pull out his scimitar, and he says, "All right then, let's get ugly." Sticks his scimitar into your stomach. He actually pulls out both scimitars. He swings at you high with the second one, but you're able to duck under it.
I would like to use chromatic green glowing-ish orb that's like oozing, like nasty. I like push it.
Just push it straight towards him, and it does actually connect with his chest. And you see this cut that he already had. The skin is just eating away more and more, and he just kind of doubles over in pain and whispers some curses at you underneath his breath.
Throw an axe. I'll throw two.
So quickly yanking both your hand axes out of their holsters, you throw them both at the same time, and just as he's starting to get back up, you just catches one hand axe to the shoulder and one is in his arm as he's already gripping this wound, and you see him finally fall to the ground. He's already getting ready to push himself back up, but he's definitely not unconscious.
I'll shoot the longbow.
Cure wounds on the cleric. So I hold my hand to the hole in his back, and from the front it looks almost like light shining through a keyhole.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with my longbow.
As he's just starting to push himself back up off the ground, he sees an arrow soar over his head.
We'll do the missiles.
He does. He's just starting to push himself back up off the ground, and all of a sudden, these three missiles of blue light just collide with him, and you just see him fall back on the ground and roll over. He's just starting to push himself back up the woods. It looks like it's really hard for him.
Use inflict wounds.
As you place your arms down on him, and for some reason the energy just doesn't transfer like it normally does, he slashes a scimitar across your ankles.
So I'm gonna use my two daggers. So I'm gonna like both the daggers across in his chest.
I cast Cure Wounds on him again.
All you really find on him is just the scimitars and daggers that he had. The two bandits who are asleep, one has 10 silver, one has 5 silver. They both have a light crossbow and a scimitar. Or one has 8 bolts, the other has 8 bolts.
I'm gonna find my arrows.
Yeah, you got one arrow.
Alright, so what are we doing with the other two?
Slit their throats and cover down.
Offer them an escape.
We don't need to kill them.
We shouldn't kill them because they were going to take the slaves somewhere. We should find out where first.
The one road there.
They were going to take the Phandalin. There's
Yes, but we should find out who. So we can go kill them.
I don't know. I feel like if we take them with us, they're just gonna be like, "Hey, these people brought me here."
This is probably a job for the garrison at Phandalin. Let's tie him up and take him with us.
I cut the elf loose.
Okay, she's still unconscious.
So my suggestion for the two sleeping ones is we tie them together. We're gonna make them walk. We're gonna gag them and tie them in such a way that
Chain gang?
Yeah, chain gang.
I'm gonna take some of my rope. Chain gang. I got 50 feet. I think that should be enough.
We're gonna gag them first. So.
I would say you could have roped them up if you had acted fast in under a minute.
Okay, well then we rope them up, but they're awake. Now.
Yeah. Now, what the hell? Let us out of here.
No, you're gonna have to answer to the garrison at Phandalin.
I think that's enough out of you. They've got dirty socks in their mouths.
I'm just gonna laugh the whole time. When he keeps saying Phandalin here, I'm like, no kidding. A blind mouse is running that place at this point.
Plus, they mentioned slavers.
Which is
Something feels like, unless slavers have showed up in the time we've been gone, The garrison might be slavers.
I'm gonna hit her with a cure
Might as
wounds. It's actually kind of smoke comes out with a little purple electricity to it, and just kind of envelops her body.
She does actually kind of stir awake a little bit,
As if she's
and
been
you
shot.
just see her sit up and look
Probably
around.
not the first thing she sees.
What happened to the bandits?
They're not a problem. You point over at the two that we got tied up.
Well, we took care of that pesky little problem for you.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, my name is Sister Gariel. I live in Phandalin. I set out when the Town Master made that horrible quest.
By yourself?
Well, yes, I mean, I knew that so many people were searching out to destroy the goblins, but they don't understand. We don't need more bloodshed. We need more answers. We need to find out why these goblins are staking out Phandalin. I was attacked before I managed to find any. Perhaps, have any of you come across any?
Found the cave.
We found a cave later.
Hideout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we found.
Well, have you interrogated them?
One.
See?
Actually, two. Oh, wait, no, sorry. No.
Yeah, but they took our
No.
friend here.
Yeah,
Then why are
weren't.
they here?
Interrogate is a generous
They
word.
weren't very helpful. I mean, they didn't give us a lot of information.
They weren't.
Well, surely they must have known why they were here.
From being with them for a while, goblins are pretty stupid. I'm not sure.
Whose control were they under?
I would say the hobgoblin,
Bugbear? Hobgoblin?
bugbear or a hobgoblin. Yeah.
Yeah, all I ever seen was the hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin. Usually
By the way, there was a
hobgoblins.
bugbear there too.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I'd met him.
It's not on fire.
I have a feeling there's more to it than that, but they're gone then.
Maybe.
Yeah,
That's one way to put it.
I mean, the ones we came across, they kind of, you can say they're gone.
And also, of course, there was a large scouting party.
As
Anyway,
you say that, she kind of looks at you and, you're Rose. You're a wizard, aren't you?
Some days.
How long have you been in this area?
Let's see. How long ago did we set out? 3 days now.
Set out, so you're from Phandalin.
No.
Well, then how did you get to Phandalin?
You see, my teacher decided for some.
Professor Gregagon!
You know the crazy man.
Indeed. I'm the one he sent you here to find.
Oh, yes, of course. I was supposed to find people.
what's going on here?
My professor, he sent me out to find, I guess, her.
Definitely seems like an honest woman. She's not showing any signs of nervousness or any twitching or anything like that.
She is who she says she is. Either that or she certainly believes she is who she says she is.
Do you know anything about, what was it? It was important. The harbors.
Ah, yes. I have much to tell you, but in private.
Agreed.
She says, at any rate, as for the rest of you, I don't have much to offer, but if you could offer me safe passage back to Phandalin, I could at least offer a couple potions.
Good with me.
We're going this way anyway, so you can tag along.
So let's say we're going
Tally-ho!
for the night.
Oh yeah,
And what of those two?
chillaxing. What are those two? I was gonna bring them to the guard of Phandalin and let them handle it.
Guard, you mean those, well, they call it themselves the ruffians? I hardly doubt they'll do anything.
What do you suggest we do with them then? Because
I say we tie them to the same stake they tied me to and leave them there.
Do we interrogate him first? Maybe see who the slavers are?
Felix sighs and rather than drawing his sword, he takes one of his crossbow bolts, walks up to one of them, looks him square in the eyes, yanks a sock out of his mouth, and then pokes him with the crossbow bolt. Where were you going, and who were you selling the girl to?
We were taken to Phandalin. Only the boss knew who the slavers were.
Are you sure about that?
Got a crack
learning.
right in the face.
Listen, that's all I know.
Felix prepares to cast Thunderwave, his hands glowing white. Are you sure that's all you know?
He kind of tries to back away from me, but he's still tied to this other guy, so he's just pushing the other guy back with him, and he just squirms away. He says, that's all I know, I'm telling you. He looks pretty terrified.
Fine. Felix's hands stop glowing.
Since we're in the woods real quick, though, I want to make like a little face mask.
You guys come into Phandalin through this trail from the north up here, and making your way past, you see all these same familiar buildings, Barthen's Provisions, the smithy that always seems to be closed for some reason, a couple commoners' houses, Are you just going straight to the Town Master's Hall to collect the reward, or we got some sightseeing to do, shopping? It's about 8 p.m. right now.
If you guys are going to see some town master guy, I don't think disturbing him at nighttime with all this would be really a good idea.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a room at the Stonehill.
Yeah.
You going to Town Master's Hall first or no?
We can do it in the morning.
What are we gonna do with the dudes?
It's a little late.
Just face mask.
Walking up to Stonehill Inn. Stonehill Inn is this building right here by the town square. Just kind of see it's this large building with a fieldstone foundation, timber structure. Walking in the doors, and you see Tolman Stonehill, the same frail guy, just kind of swaying back and forth behind the bar as you walk in. He says, "Well, if it isn't my two favorite customers and their friends, off goblin hunting, I presume. How went the hunt?
We got some. I need some more rooms for my friends here.
I got 4 more left.
You can monk with me if you want.
Okay.
5 silver a room.
Our friends in red people, I forget their names. They're taking care of it.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool then. I don't have to waste my gold.
No,
Red brand?
the people that hired us, they said they'll take care of all the expenses.
What the dwarf is trying to say is that the Red Brand Ruffians are paying for the rooms for us. All expenses paid for the valiant goblin hunters.
Friends of the Red Brands, are you?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Regrettably.
We're just mercenaries right now for them.
Well, they've caused nothing for trouble for me since they've been here.
Oh, really? Sounds like a business opportunity.
How so?
Started charging a tariff.
On what? Everything?
Everything.
All the more reason to have them pay for this. After all, they've taken your money. Why shouldn't you take theirs?
What's supposed to make me think I'm going to get paid, though? Just because they told you doesn't mean they'll actually pay me.
How about we take a look into your situation quick?
What do you plan on doing?
You can talk to 18 goblins that we had to take care of.
Don't forget the hobgoblin.
Only if you can talk to the dead.
Sure. Oh, and the bugbear. That was a nasty beast.
Listen, these aren't just dumb goblins. These are living, breathing warriors, and good ones too.
Like
It's
the
the whole
slavers we killed
guard.
on our way here.
Listen, I have rank in Neverwinter Army, and I've seen him in battle. We'll talk to these red brands for you, and we'll try to get this under control for you.
You might as well talk to the town master while you're at it.
Oh, we already have something to discuss with them.
Very well
18
then.
somethings.
He says, well, in that case, he pushes out 7 mugs. He says, these are on the house.
I'm already. You said yay. I'm already.
What you guys see for the most part, obviously, Tobin's behind the bar. There's 2 old guys sitting at the bar as well. One of them, judging by his overalls and the grass stain all over his clothes, you would assume he's a farmer. The other one has black, rocky, charcoaly stains all over him, so you'd assume he's probably a miner. And there's also the barmaid sitting at a small round table talking to a woman that looks probably about early 40s.
I'll make my way to the 2 gentlemen. I'm going to set both my mugs down, like sway a little bit just to throw it off. Like, I hear there's a tariff going. Are you having to pay this tax as well?
The farmer says, me? Right now, not a big enough business for the red brands to look at, probably.
We'll come take a seat near them. Not really too close, but just close enough to hear.
And you, my friends, what about the mining?
I'm just a worker. I don't run any businesses.
Have you seen any of those pesky reds down in the mines?
Not in the mines and not at the miner exchange either. And as soon as he says that, one of the kind of elderly woman at the round table pipes up, and she turns around and says, that's because the miner exchange is run by Holly Thornton. The red brands won't come near her, and I don't blame them. She's a feisty one.
I'll head over and ask them if they've had any issues.
She kind of holds up this crochet thing that she's doing, and she says, it would be hard for them to tax this. Also, the barmaid, who's also sitting at the table, she says, well, I suppose you already know. I believe Tobin already told you about our situation.
Anybody else you know of having issues?
The farmer turns around and says, well, most of the big businesses around here.
I want to ask the miner, does he know anything about the old mine?
It's been rumored for years, but I've never seen much of anything. I think the dwarf's office rocks, if you ask me.
Boy,
Not that one.
Do you know anything about slavers?
Slavers here in Phandalin? That's been a long time.
Not too long.
What are you talking about?
Well, we met 2 on the way, dropping off an elf.
3.
3 on the way, dropping off an elf.
Here in Phandalin?
Yep, that's where they said they were
Hereabouts.
headed.
It was the only road this way.
And what of them? Where are they now?
Something.
In the woods, if you want to talk to them.
It's where they belong, if you ask me. The miner pipes up and says, so, y'all got any gold to gamble, or are you just here to drink tonight?
No.
We're in more important business right now. Maybe another time.
Gambling's like a human interest. I don't really care.
So, what's the story about the smithy?
Not much of a story there to tell. You guys didn't like to work too much.
How long ago since it's been closed?
Maybe about a month or so.
What happened? Why did he leave?
Well, no, he's still here, and like I said, he doesn't like to work.
Did he work a lot before, or did he just kind of
No,
all of a sudden?
he's never worked much. He's still here. I could take you to his house if you wanted. It's right up the road.
Do y'all think they're doing that to try and clean out the town, take over it?
Of course they are.
So,
They've sent all of us out to go chase goblins
Anyone with a decent sword skill is out with the goblins.
while they're sitting in town.
So
There's
And
no
it
one to
sounds like
protect
it
the
needs-
town.
let's rest up for the night,
still
get our heads straight, and we'll go see him in the morning and figure all this out.
play with that.
So now that you guys all figured out exactly what you're doing and where you're going, before anybody actually steps away from the table, suddenly this table between you, there's just a huge puff of smoke on it. And as soon as the smoke dissipates away, you see a mage actually standing on top of the table. You can tell he's a mage by the robes he's wearing. And instantly, almost as soon as he materializes, he holds out his arm, casts Firebolt, goes right over his shoulder. He holds out his arms to both sides. 2 missiles shoot out of his right arm. 1 shoots out of his left arm. Varus, Felix,
I'm a poking with a rapier.
stab out with your rapier, and as you do, you just see this force of blue just up here right in front of your rapier and stop it before it touches him.
My battle line.
Charging up to the table, you swing your axe across his knees, and it just slashes across his knees. Blood flies out. He falls prone on the table.
Go ahead and jump in the bar. And then I'm going to hit him with Hunter's Mark.
I'm gonna use my rapier.
You stick out your rapier, and this blue shield just appears and
Let's use my 2 daggers again.
come up to him, and he kind of rolls over as he sees you coming down towards him with both these daggers. When he rolls over, one actually just sticks right into the table, the other sticks into his shin, and you just see the blue shield just shatter as your dagger stabs through it.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds.
You hold up your arms to cast Inflict Wounds, and when you go and try and grab him, this blue shield just appears in front of your arms, and you just can't pierce through it.
To attack with my longsword.
Same thing, just bounces right off this shield that appears as soon as your sword gets close to him.
I'm gonna get sleep.
While he's already prone on the table, you see this sand just kind of wash over him and sink into his eyes, and
Oh, he's blind.
now you just see the entire shield materialize and then
Ready to
fade away. And he snaps back away. You kind of just saw this arcane energy just almost pop right above where his face was. And from what it looks like, it almost looks like it woke him up. But he just immediately snaps back up onto the table.
I would suggest we put him back to
Guess
sleep
not.
because his guard is down and he's asleep.
Magic missile.
You cast magic missiles and all 3 connect with his chest and kind of knock him back a step.
I'm gonna cast my last spell. I lay my hands on him, and you see just dark energy come out. I touch him with it, and you kind of see his flesh start to disintegrate and rot.
You just see this energy just eat him completely out from the outside in and just kind of slowly dissipate with a very thin vapor. Those belongings are still just kind of strode across the
You
table.
still see a dwarf.
99 gold coins. The entire time when he was casting spells, he was holding this very ornately crafted, it looks like almost just a long rod with a scepter on the end of it. And if you didn't know better, you would think the entire thing was just made out of glass. Radgar and Areva lay their hands on it at the same exact time.
Oh.
You try to kind of twist it a creative way, but she actually does just yank it out of your hand. As you guys finally all this happens, you just see the patrons and the bartender all just.
My dear patrons, my dear patrons, drinks on the dwarf.
To hell with that! Drinks on me for everyone tonight. Everybody spends the rest of the night getting completely obliterated. The next morning, Areva, you wake up in the large orchard off of the town square, hands full of a very itchy, height-inducing plant. Boris, you wake up in your own bed, curled up next to Felix. Radgar, you wake up in a general goods store surrounded by a fort of carefully balanced cards. And that would be Barthen's provisions, by the way. Ball!
You wake up next to her.
Yeah, Ball. Ray was there too.
We both have hides.
You wake up in the ditch having won a pretty serious fight the night before. Marcon, last but
I
not
was
least.
impressed.
Wake up
That'd be for
in the
anyone
tavern
else.
dining room, dressed in finery, just as you're joined for tea.
Perfect.
By
The elf.
Hey guys, Jason here. Just want to thank everybody for watching the video. I really hope everyone enjoyed it. Stay tuned tomorrow for Table Talk Tuesday, where you'll see a little bit of our group just kind of talking about the session and Dungeons and Dragons in general. Definitely some good talking points. So stay tuned tomorrow for that.